This article is coming from the Motley Fool. 3 Warren Buffett stocks down 6 to 40% that I would buy in a heartbeat. So since 65, Berkshire Hathaway has outperformed the S&P 500 by 10%, 19.8% versus 9.9%. A couple of stocks in Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio includes Amazon, Floor & Decker, and RH, all down anywhere from 6 to 40%. So we're gonna start with Amazon. Amazon is the second largest U.S. company by sales, with 514 billion in trailing 12-month revenue. There are more than 200 million Prime members and growing who rely on Amazon for much of their shopping. Another business that's seeing momentum even in this environment's advertising, which was up 23% over last year in the fourth quarter. Yeah, Amazon's advertising business is a undiscovered gem moving forward, and their AWS business is not too bad as well. However, Amazon stock is down 40% over the past year. So we're going to look at Amazon first. And just a little backstory. So Amazon is down 40% because they added so much headcount during the pandemic. They added various different additional warehouses to meet the demand during the pandemic. Coming out of the pandemic, now they had all this overcapacity, and they really had to go in reverse. Now they stated that they wasn't going to sell off their warehouses, but they are laying off. But that's going to suit them well for the next bull market. So that's why they're down 40%. So if we start with the monthly chart, we can see price has pulled back um, almost 80%. Let me get these lines off the chart. Actually, this is a good lesson. I'm just kind of showing my son this. Um, these lines here were to point the high and the low of the last 52 weeks. And, you know, these are quadrants essentially. So in the middle, you're at equilibrium. Top quadrant, you're at wholesale. Bottom quadrant, you are selling at a discount. So that's a quick way to assess the valuation of a stock. Um, let's just see if that's the case here. Yeah, I'm just going to go back to the monthly. So yeah, you want to look at the most recent high and low. It may go back more than 12 months, but that's how you can quickly assess the valuation of a stock without any of the technicals. Just the low and the high, most recent low and the most recent high, and kind of go from there. Nevertheless, we can see prices selling at a discount, right? So it's fairly cheap compared to where it was a little over a year ago at 190. Um, and we can see from the monthly chart it did bounce higher and did pull back. All right, let's go down to the weekly chart. So it's formed a triple bottom showing negative divergence with this lower low and that lower low. Now what I see is kind of like a W pattern within this triple bottom. And W patterns are bullish for reversal. And if you see this wick here, if we can close above 115, Amazon becomes an interesting stock to go long at. So yes, Amazon is one of the three that I would definitely consider buying. More than likely, I would buy call options, maybe long dated call options, and sell the front month call options to collect premium to offset the cost of buying the longer term call option. Let's just go down to the daily. Just want to see if there's, yeah. So, oh, this was earnings. Okay, so it gapped up and then pulled back. But Amazon becomes interesting above 115. All right, let's go to the next stock on the list, Floor and Decor. It's a fairly young retail chain of superstores focused on flooring. Sales increased 24% in 2022, with a 9% increase in same-store sales. The company sees a huge market opportunity for new stores. It opened 32 in 2022, ending the year at 191. But its goal is to get up to 500 stores over the next 8 to 10 years. So that's interesting. That's bullish. Management is anticipating more pressure this year, however, and it's guiding for sales to increase about 10% in 2023. That's not bad, with flat same-store sales. So they're probably going to increase sales through additional stores. The outlook for EPS is about flat or slightly contraction. Long term, however, the opportunity is massive. Floor and Decor is down 6%. So let's go to Floor and Decor. And what is that? Ticker symbol FND. FND. Alright, so if you look at the monthly chart, what do you know? This was June of last year. Resistance, resistance serves as support. Alright, but that happened in the past, so it doesn't really count any longer. I see these wicks here, wick, selling pressure. We'll say at 105. Alright, let's go down to the weekly. Alright, so this green extended range candle couldn't close above this pivot high. Sometimes they work, but if you want to increase the probability of them working, on a pullback, you get in if you see price closing above a pivot high to the left. So this weekly buy zone did work out. For the week that just passed, it closed lower. Alright, let's go down to the daily chart. I'm not liking the risk to reward on this. You know, your upside is capped at the moment at 105. Price is at 92 right now and pulling back. If price didn't have this pullback originally, it would have potentially been a good buy, but we missed that opportunity. Price went from 85 to close to 100, so that was about a 15% increase in price, roughly. Would I take the zone again? We're on a daily chart. If it lines up with the 200-day moving average, which would serve as support, potentially take it back up to 105 as a short-term target, but I'm going to pass on Floor and Decor. Alright, let's see what the next stock is RH. RH has gone through several overhauls over the years, rebranding from its original iteration of Restoration Hardware, I remember them, to the current RH, and recently transforming from a luxury furniture brand to a global luxury brand. In 2022, third quarter, sales declined 13% from over 1 billion last year to 869 million this year. Gross margins, though, only contracted 0.5%. Instead, it's making acquisitions to boost its move into a new direction. It sees an addressable market of 170 billion in the home furnishing, and it plans to open design galleries in every major market. That's interesting. RH stock is down 34% over the past year, and it trades for a dirt cheap valuation of only 9 times trailing 12-month earnings. So this is interesting. RH. Okay, if we go to the monthly chart. Okay, I haven't looked at RH in years, so I just want to go back and see this level of buyers at the weekly that I had noted. Just want to go back in price. It worked out twice. So you had a extended range candle, high volume, basin, broke out. Past this pivot high right here, pulled back, took off. That was a great setup. This was the pandemic lows, came back, worked out again. So great setup. Alright, we're going to start with the monthly chart. I'm going to just take off everything. Alright. So when I look at the monthly chart, I see the first resistance area. We'll say 360. Alright, and downside, don't really see anything on the downside. We get below 200, price can go much lower, as there's no real buy stepping in into maybe the 120-ish area. Alright, let's go down to the weekly chart. Is that resistance, or where there are sellers at the 360 level? Here's at the moment, the floor. Why did that work out? This is why. So you had a rally in price, you had a basin candle in the rally, right? So if I was to isolate that basin candle, that was another beautiful setup. So not only is this the initial floor, but this is also a weekly buyer zone. Price breached the zone but did not penetrate it more than 50%, so this level is still valid based on this candle here on high volume leaving. So leg in, base, leg out. That's what we want. So potentially what we can see, price penetrate the zone a bit more, and then you have a reversal. Now ideally you want to see more than one candle as a basin candle, but nevertheless it did work out. I want to look at that on the daily chart just to see what it looks like. So not bad. It had a couple of basing levels and then a gap up on volume. That was beautiful. Beautiful setup. So I guess which Warren Buffett stocks would I buy that are down? I guess I would go in this order. Maybe because I'm biased towards tech. It would be Amazon, and then it would be RH, and then I'm going to have to pass on. No, yeah, I would have to pass on Floor and Decor until price gets above the 105 level. But I like its expansion plans over the next 8 to 10 years. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.